Are we ready?
We are ready.
I'd like to call the meeting to order for April 22nd, 2025. Would you please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Let's join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Is that recording?
It is.
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter? Trustee Hunter?
Here.
Trustee Good.
Here. Okay, we always check on Hannah. We received an email from Hannah. It says, "It is with a heavy heart that I share the news that the Columbus Messenger newspapers will be closing April 11th, 2025. As a result, I will no longer be reporting for the paper. I want to express my sincere gratitude for the support and for allowing me to be part of this community. It has been an honor to cover and engage with you, and I'll always cherish the connections we've made. Thank you and best wishes. Sincerely, Hannah Bowling." More messengers. And no other visitors? Paula, financial?
Okay. In tonight's bills, there were 18 checks that totaled $33,285.41. There was a payroll today. The gross amount was $68,302.33. Between the last meeting and now, there was an IRS payment made for $9,872.20, a deferred comp payment of $1,310, deposit to credit union for $785. There was state, school, and city taxes made, approximately $4,500, and one garnishment payment made for $328.63. Just some updates on some other money issues. On the fire engine, I had called and asked them to give me a payoff, what they thought I could do a check for and we would be within. The gal I talked to said that they would shoot for a May 1st date, and they would work some figures up and get back to me. I had not got them today, and I called and they were going to try getting them to me, but I did not have anything by the time before I left. So I told them that if they could still get me a figure, because if they're shooting for the May 1st, that you guys have already approved having it done. Once I get a final figure, I'll do a check and I'll contact you guys and we can sign it and get it
Thank you.
to them. The check that was originally issued to Grove City for that logistics, I voided it out and reissued it to logistics, and that check is included in tonight's bill. There's a couple. We need to start doing a better job of when people ordering things, making sure that they let them know it's tax exempt. Last meeting, we had talked about, it's called Center Site. I got a new invoice from them, and it's included in tonight's bill. They're still billing for taxes. The chief was going to check and see if that one original amount that was not broken down, if it included taxes or not. So we still need to check on that.
You just deduct the taxes when you pay it?
Huh?
Do you just deduct the taxes when you pay
Yeah.
it? Okay.
But what happens on some of them, which is the next one I was going to mention, it's Home Depot and it's a credit card. So when you deduct it, they're still showing you have a balance too if you don't get it taken care of. So in that Home Depot, in the check tonight, in the current statement, there were 3 invoices. One had taxes, 2 didn't. So I think maybe it's whoever's like getting it, they need to make sure that they tell whoever they're ordering it from that it needs to be tax exempt.
So Robert, will you tell your guys, if you go over there, just tell them, and will you
Yes.
get it passed on to everybody in the fire department?
Yes, ma'am.
And then a couple other issues with checks or bills is Change Healthcare, which used to do our EMS billing. And they did it like in January, and then I think part of February of last year, and then they quit. They sent us a bill for February, but they didn't send it till September of last year. So it took them almost a whole year to get it to February. We paid that. Since that time, I've gotten 2 bills from them. Well, they're identical bills, but the chief gave me one back in January, and he was gonna check and see, they're wanting to charge another $335.48. And it just says 2024 outage net revenue. And he was gonna check with them because we haven't used them for
I
over
had
a
the
whole year.
exact same scenario happen and I have not paid that second one
Yeah.
because,
So I haven't paid,
yeah, I don't know.
Either one of them.
I paid the first one, the one that came like 8 or 9 months after
Right.
February.
yeah,
But the second one that just came recently,
because it doesn't have a date to it, like
Right.
what they're even charging us for.
agreed, I haven't done it yet.
Okay, so I didn't pay it. Like I said, this is the second time I've been given bills for that, but they've been identical bills. So that probably needs to be looked at. Let me see.
Is the chief aware of that?
Yeah, we talked about it. Well, he and I had talked about it back in
Refresh his
January.
memory on that, Ryan.
Okay.
And then there's a bill we get from ProCare. It's for the fire department. And it's included in there, but they'll send it and they'll give us one amount for like if you pay it by this date, and if you pay it afterwards, they charge you like $50.87. So I did not get their latest bill to pay it before the due date. So we're paying an extra $50.87. So we should really try to do something to get that coming in. Because based on the dates, it looks like we have a month between the time they bill and the due date. So we need to kind of see if we can't do something about getting that sooner and getting that paid. So we're not paying out that extra money.
Are bills coming in like via email?
I get a few, but most of them come through the fire department.
I know, I don't know if it would be beneficial to set up a separate email just for bills and have vendors send it to one email that maybe you and the chief both have access to so that you guys can both see them. If that's interesting, we can probably talk to Joe and see if that's possible. And then,
Well, the department heads usually they're supposed to get them and review them, make sure they're legit, whatever. And then put on there where they want it charged to, that kind of thing. So, but again, like I said, that's happened a couple times. If I've been really close to the date, I'll go ahead and pay the lesser amount. But this time it was going to be hitting. So, and then there was a bill to J Farms and it said it was $3,000. They didn't put any date on it. The invoice was not dated. There was no invoice number and there was no date of service. It said it was $3,000 to tow the fire truck out of the swamp or something. So we just need to have more information on our bills then.
What is that?
I do not know, sir. I can try to find out. That doesn't ring a bell
I
to me at
know,
all.
I know what it is. They went on a grass fire with somebody. They had to hire a local farmer
Okay.
to pull it out, which I can't remember if it was in our township, or
I think it,
Fairfield,
okay.
but I think this guy came up from like Williamsport or somewhere.
I think it said Mount Sterling.
Okay, it could be
$3,000, does that
Mount
seem
Yeah,
really
it was
expensive?
$3,000. But like I
I guess
said,
it was bad.
Huh.
So,
it just
I don't-
didn't have any identification like date of service, date of invoice number or anything. So I did make a check out, but I just wanted to, let you be
Yeah,
aware
that
of
just
it.
seems wild.
So,
I think when that happened, the chief did call me, and it was Lieutenant Will, wasn't it? Somebody
It was-
knew
it was-
somebody that
it-
had equipment
Yeah,
big enough to do it.
it was. So now I do remember because it was a while back. It was a 1-unit day with Lieutenant Johnson and Chief. And one of the firefighters, Cody Adams, had a contact that he knew for sure had a big enough tractor in the situation. They said that where they were located, it was going to take a specialized piece of equipment to get back there to it, and then something big enough to get the truck out. So that was a contact they had in that moment.
So was it the grass fire or the fire truck?
It would have been the grass fire.
Oh, okay, because on their invoice, they said the fire
Yeah.
truck, so it was like, yeah, so.
So I told Chief if he had checked with us, we had no farmer or somebody that would have had it closer, but he said it needed something so big, nobody around here would have had it.
Yeah, like I said, I know it was obviously I wasn't there. I know the situation that they needed, it was going to be pretty specialized just to be able to get access to where they were located, where the fire was located. So there was, I know smaller tractors were offered in other places locally, but they brought one big enough to where they could for sure get back to it and then have enough weight to get the grass fighter pulled back out completely.
Yeah, because when I came in that day, I had 4 different firefighters ask me, what's your biggest tractor? I'm like, it's not that big.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, I just, it was kind of
That
a
seems
weird
excessive
invoice.
to me, I think we were taking advantage of it, not to say none the least. I got the next question. Why was the truck that far off in the swamp?
How did we get that far?
Yeah.
down?
I mean, when you start to get stuck, you stop. you know?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't keep on going. I mean, four-wheel drive is four-wheel drive, but it doesn't. Okay.
Okay, well, like I said, I just put on there, no invoice number, no dates, no nothing, but everybody's aware it's getting paid, so.
I'm willing to call that farmer
Okay.
if you can give me a phone number. I think that's-
There's an address on there, but I don't know if there's a phone number.
Cody Adams.
I can work on a contact number for you.
Okay,
Okay, then I'll hold up, if you want to sign it, and then I'll hold on to it till you tell me to read this. Okay, all right, that's all I have on that.
All finished? I will make a motion to pay our expenditures. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes.
Trustee Good?
Yes.
Move on to the department reports. Deputy Atkins?
Good evening. Dan Atkins, Community Liaison. So the last 2 weeks, we had 135 runs, took 15 reports, 9 citations or arrests. It's been pretty quiet down here, thankfully. We had no burglaries, 20 crashes, 17 medic runs, 2 thefts. One was a theft of identity, and one was a unauthorized use of motor vehicle on that one. No missing persons, 1 stolen vehicle, 5 suspicious persons of vehicles, 15 traffic offenses, and 1 motorcycle ATV back. A couple other things, I've been working with county zoning, Harrisburg, Georgesville there. We're working on that. We're trying to include all their LLCs, which there was like 7 for that address, so we're working on there. And then one of our buy items to in there is Denton Road. I remember I saw that house also, so we're working on this for sure. There's also one South Road we're working on next week. So it's been fun. The one in Harrisburg, Georgesville, they're starting back up again. We do have a garage there. It's just a matter of trying to prove it. The food trucks will get shut down.
I was by there today, there's no food truck.
They moved it back out. So they pull them, they have 2 of them. They're moving up at Hilliard and somewhere in Columbus. They are licensed in Columbus, but they don't have licenses in Columbus. So they keep bringing them back. doing stuff on the weekends and moving back out. So we're trying to get some body cam footage and some different things to submit to the courts. And body shop, they have some LLCs that are listed out of that address, but it doesn't implicitly imply that they have a body shop there, which our prosecutor owned. It's prosecutors, can't do much. So, but we're working on it.
I have just one thing. I had a resident ask me about if they could get the speed trailer out on Johnson Road.
Yep, the same by the bend there.
Actually, no, this is, if you're coming from Norton Road, you cross Koontz, that resident just lives in
The one
the,
camper on the right hand on the north side.
the next one.
Next one.
Yeah. Yeah, wherever you can find a spot to put it there, because he said they come flying up over that hill and stuff like that.
I'll put it back there. I know just down there by that farm field, they have a place where tractors turn in, so I can get there early enough. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Did you say Lambert Road?
Johnson.
Johnson.
But since you mentioned the speed, there's a neighbor down the road that had asked about getting a speed trailer on Young Road.
Anywhere in particular.
Young,
Anywhere in particular on Young?
past south of the freeway.
South of the road, okay. Yeah, we're just pulling back out storage now. They don't like us having them out. They have this weather, so we're getting back out and I'll get them done as fast as I can this week.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Robert.
We finished up our first round of cemetery mowing and actually started on the second round today after I turned this stuff into you. I got the estimate for Darby Boulevard where I was gonna have them try to seal those cracks up. That estimate come back at $35,000, so I'm gonna try to find a more economical fix for that, which I've got a good one, have a good one in mind. At several high wind events, we didn't, lucked out pretty decent. We only had a few trees go down. Started back on another round of potholes because when we were out the other day, I noticed they're popping up everywhere again. So hopefully this freeze and the fall is done and we're going to get them filled in. We're working on getting them filled in again also. And I'm going to start pouring headstone footers. Usually I want to try to get started earlier because we're usually trying to get them done too close to Memorial Day, and I'm not giving the monument companies enough time to get out there and set them before that time, before Memorial Day. You talked to me about the sinkhole in Oakhurst, and then a reminder of the Township spring cleanup this Friday and Saturday, 7:30 to 5 on Friday and 7:30 to 4 p.m. on Saturday. And that's all I have.
You may be busy because I've had a lot of
Well,
calls about it.
I think they're talking rain.
Rain Friday.
Rain Friday, so that'll make Saturday fun.
Westerville did a exchange for lawnmowers. People could drop off lawnmowers and that kind of stuff, things with small engines.
Well, I made a post on Facebook about it and had one gentleman ask if we took jet skis. I'm like, yeah. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. We just drain the oil and gas out of them. We've gotten weirder stuff than that. So
You take old computers?
Yeah.
I got a whole stack of old laptops that don't work.
E-waste, will take up to 4 tires, just general garbage
Okay,
or just junk. We don't necessarily take household trash.
right.
That's what our
All right, well, I'll bring them
trash
to
is
the
for
baggie.
pickup
These are
stores.
handy.
What do you don't take? Is it hazardous?
We don't, pretty much just your, you can go on Swaco's website and they've got several hazardous cleanups around there, usually around September. They have one down in Grove City. So a lot of people, I'll just tell them, which like, even at the hazardous cleanups, they won't take latex paint. They want you to just kind of dry it up,
Yeah.
put kitty litter in it, but yeah, like
You're talking
oil-based.
Oils and gases.
Oils, gas,
Okay.
they don't take ammunition, propane tanks, but,
And batteries.
and batteries. But there's a gentleman around the corner with that junkyard, he'll take batteries, but, it's just mainly like household,
River's right there.
household cleaning, stuff like that. So that's what they consider their hazardous. So
hey, Robert, if anybody has like ammo and stuff like that, just call the sheriff's office, we'll pick that stuff up.
Okay.
We do a burn out with the state fire marshal's office, so we burn up all the old ammo, ordnance, stuff like that.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. They call me.
We call it.
Thanks.
Years ago, the trustees used to come and help. I remember somebody brought a boat. Remember that?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
whole boat.
That's, we've gotten two over the years. And one of them truck campers that go inside the bed. Oh, wow. That was hard to smash.
Any idea where to get rid of old high tensile wire? This has the white coating on it. Any idea?
Us. Us.
No.
We can't send it to the metal recycler because it binds up their grinder, but yeah, we'll take it.
Okay.
See you Friday or Saturday, sounds like it.
Sounds good.
Okay. We'll move on to the fire department, Lieutenant Will.
Hello, everyone. All right, the fire department, we've responded to 22 fire incidents and 47 EMS calls so far this month. Little bit about the apparatus update. Medic 231s at Braun should be done within this week. For repairs, engine 232 has been repaired. Tanker 231 has been repaired as well. The grass fighter has a list of minor repairs. We're working on that. We would like to make 2 resolutions tonight. If you accept them for part-timer new hire Josiah Story and Spencer Stoll.
I'll make resolution 26 to hire Josiah Story, an EMT firefighter for part-time.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes.
And I'll make resolution 27 to hire Spencer Stoll, EMT firefighter for part-time.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes.
Thank you. A little bit about training. With all the rains we've had over the past couple weeks, we've been able to do quite a bit of boat water rescue operation training. We've done multiple times on the creek when the creek was up, and then we also were able to get out on Osprey Lake once or twice. So that's been really beneficial. We've utilized the rain to our advantage for training. So we are having also a hazmat refresher going on right now. We did send firefighter Ben Noonan to a very large ESO training. So he's going to hopefully come back and be able to help us navigate ESO, all the ins and outs, because there's quite a bit we found that you can do with ESO.
And what is ESO?
ESO is our platform for payroll. It does all of our scheduling. It does our fire and EMS reporting. It runs the fire department, basically. So we do a lot of our back-end administrative work through ESO. The storage area, the EMS storage area, we're still waiting on bids, as well as the township bathroom hall. We've received 1 bid, but we are waiting on others. For community risk reduction, we've been out doing building inspections. Today, we actually completed hydrant flushing in Harrisburg. That went very, very well. Very happy with the results. We were able to get everything flushed out of there, sediment-wise. Dispatching, LaCusha, Jackson Township, the project manager's waiting on an MOU from Jackson. I think that is all we had.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, do we have any old business?
Yes, I have a little. We got the bid in for the new electric aggregation. Currently, we're paying 6.86 cents per kilowatt hour. Our contract, I believe, is up in June, it's gonna go to 9.18 cents per kilowatt hour. That's for 12 months. Year 2 and year 3, it's gonna be 6.617 cents per kilowatt hour, which sounds like it has dropped from that, but it doesn't include the carrying capacity charge, which is an unknown and won't be established until closer to year 2 and then closer to year 3. This current one we had started out at 0.5 cent per kilowatt hour and went to 3 cents, and that's part of the increase is this carrying capacity charge. AEP will be going June 1st to 10.4 cents per kilowatt hour. That's all I have on the electric aggregation. Bids are due for the consortium for the trash hauling. Anybody wanting to bid on that for the hauling, it's due May 1st. And at the end of May 1st, we'll have 270 days to choose a hauler and see who's going to do our trash disposal. That's all I have.
Okay. Any other old business? Okay, new business. ODOT is proposing to construct a roundabout at the intersection of 62 and 665. And the purpose of the project is to improve safety and traffic flow at that intersection. And they will be holding a meeting on May 1st at the Grove City Library from 1:30 to 3. Any other new business? Okay, announcements. Just FYI from Franklin County Engineers Office, Old Hahn Road will be closed between Hahn Road and Orders Road beginning Monday, May 5th for 35 days, weather permitting. Any other announcements? Paula?
Okay, received a notice from the Franklin County Board of Elections that voting location chain notification is being mailed to inform over 44,000 Franklin County registered voters. Their voting locations will change for the May 6th primary. The primary is on Tuesday, May the 6th, and vote by mail ballots can be requested now through April the 29th. There was, in the mail, there was a certified letter that came from, it's called GPD Group. And it said AT&T Mobility is proposing to locate a wireless telecommunication tower and related equipment on, and it says your property in Pleasant Township, and it gave a parcel number. I looked at the parcel number up and it's on Grove City Road. So I think we were probably notified as the township, but it did say your property. So. PRS and Police and Fire both sent out notifications that the form that any new employee that will not be paying into Social Security, they'll be paying into either one of the pensions, that they need to fill those out. And I made copies of the forms. I'll give Robert one and Ryan one, and they can make copies. So they're different than the ones that's been used in the past, but they said if the ones we already have, we're good for. This is just mainly for new hires, but they are required to fill those out. So, Rural Zoning Commission, I noticed they had a meeting April 17th. The Tech Review Committee had a meeting today. Franklin County Board of Health just sent out a situational update on the health, the cases, sicknesses, that type of thing. that's been coming in, and everything else that I have is pretty much newsletters, that type of thing. A lot from Swaco. But like I said, most of them are just newsletter kind of informational stuff that's just kind of the ordinary stuff, so.
I think a lot of that from Swaco was about Earth Day today.
Yeah.
I think it's today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. And that's everything I have.
All right. Okay. Does anybody have anything?
I'd like to apologize. I don't know if it's an age thing, but I could have swore the meeting was at 7:30. So I did, has it always been 7?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's, I'll chalk that up as age, and so I apologize. I'm embarrassed. But I just wanted to come to the meeting. I didn't mean to be late, so.
The top board meeting starts at 7:30, don't worry about it.
The last one's supposed to bring pizza.
Yeah. Gotta learn something new.
Possible funding source for fire department stuff. Have you guys ever looked into firehouse subs?
That's funny that you mentioned that. We are hoping to submit a grant July. I have it down in my calendar. The next open period is July, mid-July. We're gonna try to hopefully, with chief's approval, submit for some new equipment through Firehouse Subs.
Okay.
I know they offer 600, the first 600 applicants, and they close the application process pretty quickly. But we're definitely going to look into that. Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
When I was at Westerville, we got life jackets. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the guys was able to get that out,
Yeah.
so.
I think they offer grants up to $40,000, depending on what the need or the ask is.
Yeah, I'll tell you if I can say, I actually tried that. They closed within 7 hours when I opened.
Did it really? Wow. Okay.
So,
It is very competitive.
yeah.
Are you saying subs like SUBS? Like
Yes.
the sub-UE?
Firehouse Subs. Yes.
Okay.
It's the name of the restaurant.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Then I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter?
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes.
On that wire, like,